Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Before we get to Stacks and Hacks, a couple of text messages about Matthew who called in earlier. The mailman saying, why are people complaining about their jobs? Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah.
602 number. John T. and Rich, I do not make a livable wage, and my job is certainly not an entry-level job. So the guy who called in this morning, this opinion isn't very accurate. Is kind of judgmental, just saying. I am administrative assistant at a K through 12 charter school, and I live with my folks because as a single woman, I cannot afford to rent a decent apartment yet. Makes sense.
Yeah.
John J. and Rich, I've never understood when people have no drive to move up at all. They're fine where they're working, and they do complain about money. This guy says that. John J. and Rich, I got you guys on speed dial every time. Every time I want to call in, I just say to Siri, call John J. and Rich.
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool. Stacks and hacks. I have stacks of information. Rich has life hacks. I have random information. A study found that even if you don't work out, you can get some of the same health benefits by just rushing through stuff all the time. Even 5 minutes a day, things like speed vacuuming, a rug can make a big, big difference. The New York Post, and Peyton, I think you have a story about this, I think. The New York Post says there's now a shortage of cousins. Birth rates have been declining. The idea is apparently going viral because of a TikTok where a female millennial talks about it. And don't you hang out with your cousins, Peyton?
I hang out with my cousins all the time. I actually think I'm getting to the point in my life where I'd prefer to hang out with my cousins, which, like, over my friends sometimes. But, yeah, I was with them last night. So
Here's the TikTok that's making the concept that no cousins go viral.
You guys ever think about how us millennials are really the last generation of growing up with a ton of cousins and aunts and uncles? Our moms did not have the number of babies as our grandmas did. And I know there's always exception to the rule. But for the most part, our kids, our millennial kids, they're not growing up with the amount of cousins that we did.
No, that's real. My grandma's one of 10, which that's why I had so many cousins.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
our family weddings are, no joke, probably 500 people, which is insane.
Yeah, it's same here.
That's a lot. So
my mom was
expensive,
one
too.
of 5, and we had a bunch of cousins, and then now it's just me and my sister. So, we have made sure our kids are right around the same age to get along, but that's it.
I'm one of 8, so my kids have a lot of
They
cousins.
got a lot of cousins, yeah.
Yeah.
You're the last. Is this you? 9% of Americans are in a new spring cleaning poll said that their garage is so full of junk they can't park the car in there. I got a lot of junk in my garage, a lot of junk.
Yeah, you still park in there somehow.
I
though.
do only feel, yeah.
When I went over to John Jay's house the other day, he took me to his garage, and it was like a mountain of hoodies. Like a mountain.
And then I showed you the rack.
Yeah.
I bought this coat rack to hang, a portable coat rack,
Yeah.
to hang all my hoodies there. And my wife thinks it's stupid.
She's like, they're going to get eaten by moths out there.
I keep here's the thing that people, like, I wake up in the morning, I get dressed in my closet. I put a hoodie on. I walk downstairs, I get in my car, I drive to work. In here, it's cold.
Yep,
It
it's
is.
cold right now.
When I leave here, I take my hoodie off and throw it in the back seat of my car. And then I do the same thing the next day, the same thing the next day. Then the back seat gets full of hoodies. Then I take all those hoodies and put them in the trunk whenever I have to drive anybody anywhere. Then the trunk gets so full, I take out all the hoodies and throw them in the garage and they pile up on the floor.
Why did you put a coat rack in your trunk? That would solve all the problems there.
So I bought a coat rack on Amazon, and now I just don't have hangers. And then the other day, my wife goes, let's go to Target and get your hangers. I'm like, I'm not going to Target.
You can just get them on Amazon. They're cheap.
That's what I said to her. I said, I'll just buy a bunch on Amazon. I haven't done it yet. I didn't want to go to Target because I know it's not a 5 second. If I go to Target by myself, I'll get the hangers in 5 seconds. If I go to Target with her,
You're walking
we're
out with
gonna
a
be
full
there.
cart.
Yeah. Then I got to buy more stuff. Do you have a system like this? They found that the perfect way to wake up in the morning is to let some sunlight in before your alarm clock goes off. 20 minutes before your alarm clock goes off, they're now selling a device in Japan, and it's huge, where it will open the curtains and let the sunlight in 20 minutes before your alarm goes off. And that way you don't wake up groggy, you wake up feeling fine. The problem is we wake up, there is no sunlight.
It's still dark.
Yeah, I saw
Zero
that
dark 30.
There's this alarm clock that has this like light thing on it that rises with the sun too, but that wouldn't work for
No,
us
Blake has
either.
that. I got that
yeah.
for my wife, and it's really neat, and it works. It's like it gives you the sunlight. Yeah, that's cool.
I usually sleep with the blinds open on the weekend so the sun wakes me up.
I do
But,
not.
You know, that's too old school for this.
What do you got for life hacks, Rich?
Talk about sneezing. In fact, John Jay, you sneezed as I was putting this life hack together this morning. And sometimes you just can't sneeze when you want to sneeze. There's a little tickle in your nose. Who knows what it's from? And you don't want to sneeze. Well, here's what you do. If you feel an impending sneeze, you really don't want to sneeze in that second. Covering your nostrils and breathing through your mouth can stop it from happening. However, be careful because sometimes it comes back with a vengeance. Try to do it and then go somewhere where you can sneeze freely because it doesn't get rid of it forever. It just postpones it for a few minutes. But that airflow will stop and it alleviates the irritant that is making you sneeze. That life hack and many more at johnjaneandrich.com.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 300 programs at asuonline.asu.edu.